This is Laura, a new student at the University of Colorado, Denver, pursuing her goal to learn with purpose. While she is motivated and ready to start her educational career, she has no clue where anything is on campus. That's where CU Denver The Game comes in. A fun and collaborative game built and designed by students at the University of Colorado, Denver. This easy-to-play board game puts classmates into a competitive race to arrive at 5 classroom buildings throughout campus in order before anyone else, all while learning about university history, cultural landmarks, the best place to park, exciting student clubs, and other tips and tricks. So, how does it work? First, you must have more than one player, so Laura is going to need a few more students to play with. Next, you need a class schedule. These schedules contain the 5 buildings to advance through in order before anyone else does. Simply shuffle, place them face down, and each player will choose one. You cannot exchange your schedule once chosen. After that, you need to choose a game piece to represent yourself and place it on the Tivoli parking lot. After you visit all your classes, you must get your piece back to the starting line to win the game. Now the age-old question. Who gets to go first? Laura and her teammates need to get to know each other a little better to answer this. The member whose birthday is closest to August 18th gets to roll the die first. This date is the first day of fall semester classes. Now that Laura and her friends know who gets to go first, they can begin the game. Remember, keep the following rules in mind. Number 1. Landing on a linked spot can give you a positive or negative consequence. Number 2. You must enter and exit a building to mark it as complete. Number 3. If you take a designated shortcut, it counts as 1 space out of your roll. After playing CU Denver The Game, Laura feels much more confident in her first time at college at the University of Colorado, Denver. CU Denver The Game was designed by business school students as part of a collaboration project in Management 3000. Our team members were Robert Morgan, Paula Porras, Michael Kolic, and myself, Alex McGrane, otherwise known as Leo in this video.
Hi, I'm Leo. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I am the group leader, as designated by the group, and now we're going to hear about what the group has to say about the organizational process, improvements that could have been made to the dynamics of leadership, and how we can map our successes and failures to class concepts.
In Management 3000, we are broken into groups where we are required to complete a project or a task. The first thing that we did in these groups was we took a Big 5 personality test, and this is how we match up against our Big 5 personality traits. The first person we'll look at in our group was Leo. Leo scored 38 in openness to experience, 32 in conscientiousness, 33 in extroversion, 37 in agreeableness, and 11 in neuroticism. Leo's high score in extroversion obviously led him to be a very definite leader in our group from the very beginning. He helped us all bond from the very beginning and helped us to break through those icebreakers. Paula is the second person we'll look at. Paula's scores were as follows: 28 in openness to experience, 32 in conscientiousness, 28 in extroversion, 31 in agreeableness, and 19 in neuroticism. Paula's biggest strength is obviously her high score in conscientiousness, which led her to be very task-oriented and help the group complete small tasks. Paula was kind of the quiet workhorse of the group, while also making other people feel very comfortable during the meeting. Thirdly, we'll look at Rob. Rob's scores were 14 in openness to experience, 19 in conscientiousness, 21 in extroversion, 17 in agreeableness, and 23 in neuroticism. I think Rob was a good team member, but he was a little more quiet than most. I think his low score in extroversion is partially why he was more quiet and didn't voice his opinion all the time. This led Rob to be a strong team member, but not a standout team member. Lastly, we'll look at myself. My scores were 28 in openness, 36 in conscientiousness, 25 in extroversion, 21 in agreeableness, and 24 in neuroticism. This is what Rob had to say about how I was as a team member. Rob said that I was able to construct educated ideas on the group project and put in the work necessary to complete my sections. My high scores in conscientiousness and extroversion helped me speak out when it came to making up the project theme, and helped with a lot of foundation.
As a team, we worked very hard on this new concept of a University of Colorado Denver game. We struggled at first coming up with ideas and had a bunch of options available to us. Some of the first problems we overcame was the group dynamic. Once everyone found their place, it was easy to work together and complete the necessary tasks. We had no idea who the leader was until we sat down a few weeks into the project and all agreed upon one individual. The first issue was the fact that we needed to find a map and scale it down to specific buildings. Leo, being our leader, was able to use his professional technology skills and format the game board so everything was to scale and realistic. The group as a whole never struggled that much with working together. We were able to implement our own skills in the proper fashion so that we could complete the project on time. Some of the bigger challenges included separating parts so each member had an equal amount of work. Once we overcame that issue, we were able to divide the work and continue. We divided it by different sections over a Google document. Some things that we could have improved on would have been our time management and communication. Although our group was able to complete everything on time, I felt that we would agree on specific dates and then push them back a few days. Communication is key to every group. That being said, I've had groups in the past that it was so difficult to get a hold of members that the project would be set back until the last couple of days. Our team was the opposite. We had great communication, but I believe the only thing we could have done to improve on that would have set times to communicate over Messenger. We all live busy lives, and that being said, when group members would chat online over the Messenger, it was rare that every person could add their thoughts and opinions.
So in a self-managed work team, basically members meet face-to-face and take on supervisory responsibilities, whether it's assigning tasks, roles, schedules, and working together to solve problems. I've compiled a list of positive and negative lessons to take away from this group project and apply those to the future. Number 1, adapt to changing situations. So sometimes a group member may not meet their SMART goals, or group members may have a full-time job and they may not be available 24/7 to answer questions and collaborate on everything. Number 2, how to avoid group conflict. So once you start working together as a group and you achieve that level of positive synergy, it is really essential to not break that mutual trust among members. And the way to do that is to just stick to deadlines and go to group meetings. And if you can't make it to a group meeting, just let everyone know and ask how you can still contribute without being present. Another way to avoid group conflict is to be respectful of each other's opinions and be mindful of each other's feelings and work together to solve issues and, most importantly, communicate. Number 3, group members or team players. Is synergy absent or present? Are members achieving individual or mutual objectives? Is everyone collectively performing? What are the skills of your members? Are they random or complementary? How can you use those to your advantage? In conclusion, there are many pros and cons of working in a self-managed work team.